Welcome to Gully Classroom. This is the first lecture in the unit Manufacturing Industries in CBSE 10th Standard Geography Chapter 6 Manufacturing Industries. This is the first lecture. Okay. In how many lectures are we going to cover this particular unit? We are going to cover this particular unit in 7 lectures. In the first lecture, we will look at the definition of manufacturing industries. What is the significance of manufacturing industries to India? Also, what is the contribution of manufacturing industries to our national economy? We will also be looking at how is the location of manufacturing industries decided and what are the different types of industries. What are the classification of industries? This will be the content of the first lecture. In the second lecture, we will be studying about agro-based industries. With respect to agro-based industries, in the second lecture, we will be studying about textile and cotton industries. Textile and cotton industries. In the third lecture, we will be studying about sugarcane industries and jute industries. In the third lecture, we will be studying about sugar industries and jute industries. Sugar industries and jute industries. Okay. In the fourth lecture, we will be studying about mineral based industries such as iron and steel industries and aluminium industries. Iron and steel and aluminium industries. So what about the fifth lecture, sir? In the fifth lecture, we will be studying about chemicals, fertilizers and cement industries. Chemical industries, fertilizer industries and cement industries. Finally, what about the sixth lecture, sir? In the sixth lecture, we will be studying about automobile and IT industries. Automobile and IT industries. Automobile and IT industries. What about the last lecture, sir? Seventh lecture. It will be a very small lecture where we will be studying about the pollution caused by all these industries. How are we going to prevent that particular pollution? How are we going to prevent the pollution? Can we get to the first lecture? Yeah. With respect to the first lecture, what is manufacturing? You are going to produce goods in large quantities by adding value to the raw materials. By adding value to the raw materials and converting the raw materials into finished goods or valued products. Into finished goods or valued products. Let me repeat the definition of manufacturing. Production of goods in large quantities after processing and value addition of raw materials which are then converted into finished goods. Which are then converted into finished goods. Sir, what is the significance of industries? What is the significance of manufacturing with respect to India? This is an important question. Okay. Manufacturing is the backbone of economic development. In order to measure the economic strength of a country, you need to see how much the manufacturing industries has developed in that country. The economic strength of a country is measured by the development of manufacturing industries. The more the industries, the more the economic development. The more the industries, the more the economic development. Okay, sir. What is the next point? It reduces the dependence. Manufacturing industries reduces the dependence on only agricultural income. India is historically an agricultural company. Sorry, India is not a company. India is a country. India is historically an agricultural country, and right now, by creating a lot of manufacturing industries, we are reducing the dependency, not just people's dependency, the country's dependency on agricultural income. Sir, what about people? People are getting jobs in tertiary and secondary sectors. Tertiary sector is essentially a service sector. Secondary sector is essentially a sector where people are directly working in the industries. Because people are getting other opportunities and not only agriculture, their economic possibilities are also increasing. Industrialization and manufacturing industries has eradicated poverty and unemployment. It has reduced regional disparity. Sir, give me an example. When you are starting an industry, even in an area where there is no development, an industry started in an area where there is no development, immediately to work in that industry, people will be coming. Those people will need a lot of homes. Those people's children will need schools. They will need a lot of entertainment facilities, and that undeveloped area will slowly start to develop because of the influx of people. Hence, to develop a particular rural area, one of the best ideas is simply to start an industry there. So, manufacturing industries eradicates unemployment and poverty. It brings down regional disparities. So, what about the next point? Manufacturing goods. When you are manufacturing a lot of finished goods, automatically you can expand your export. It's more or less like a poetry. Look at this. When you are manufacturing a lot of finished goods, you can expand your export. Yeah, expansion of export is happening because of that. Trade is increasing, commerce is increasing, and we are bringing a lot of foreign exchange to our country. We are bringing a lot of foreign exchange to our country. Okay, sir. What is the last point here? Agriculture is obviously providing raw materials to manufacturing industry. But what about manufacturing industry? How is it helping agriculture? Manufacturing industry is modernizing agriculture. Manufacturing industry is modernizing agriculture. It is providing irrigation pumps, fertilizers, insecticides, and other equipments, tools that will help the farmer to increase his production. So, okay, what are the raw materials given by agriculture to manufacturing industry? Cotton is a good raw material for all the textile industries. Agriculture is the one which is providing sugar to the manufacturing industries. What else? It can provide jute to the manufacturing industries. Anyway, so also manufacturing industries help agriculture by providing transportation. Manufacturing industries provide a lot of vehicles. These vehicles can be used for transporting not just agricultural produce. It can help the farmer to increase the rate at which he is doing farming because he has transportation facilities. So, manufacturing industries and agriculture move hand in hand. We will study about how these two are related to each other in a better way in sectors of Indian economy. Yeah, manufacturing industries and agriculture are entirely dependent on one another. They are entirely dependent on one another. Are you able to understand the idea? Agriculture is obviously providing a lot of raw materials to the manufacturing industry, but manufacturing industry is modernizing agriculture. So, let me recall all the points. Importance of manufacturing industry is a very, very important question. Backbone of economy. The economic strength of a country is measured with respect to the development of manufacturing industries. Second point, it reduces heavy dependence on agricultural income. It reduces heavy dependence on agricultural income with jobs in secondary and tertiary industries. Eradicates unemployment, brings down regional disparities. Manufactured goods are exported and export expands. This brings a lot of foreign exchange, trade is increasing, commerce is increasing. Manufacturing industries modernize agriculture. Yeah? Okay. Now let us look at what is the contribution of manufacturing industries to the economy. How to measure the contribution of an industry to the economy? You will simply measure the percentage contribution of GDP, gross domestic product. The manufacturing industry's contribution to GDP stagnated at 70%. Manufacturing industry's contribution to GDP stagnated at 17%. The growth rate for the last decade has been about 7% per annum. Okay, for the last decade. What is a decade? Decade means 10 years. For the last 10 years, the growth rate per annum is 7%. From 2003, it has increased to 9 to 10%. But the expected GDP growth rate has to be 12%. Oh, so how are we going to achieve that? What is the government doing to achieve 12% growth rate in GDP of manufacturing industries per annum? The government is doing appropriate policy interventions. They are giving better policy decisions for the industries to get their product out. Also, the industry has to do renewed efforts to increase productivity. They need to do renewed efforts to increase productivity. The government, in order to do these things, has started NNMC. What is NMCC? Sorry, NMCC, National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council. National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council. Okay, so that is the contribution of industry to the national economy. Sir, this includes a lot of numbers. How am I supposed to remember these numbers? Stagnated at 17%. Remember 17, remove the 1, remove 1. It is stagnating, right? So 1 is removed. After 1 is removed, 17% stagnation. Here 7% for the last decade, 7% per annum growth rate is being shown from 2003. So 7 can be easily converted to 9. Am I right or wrong? 7 can be easily converted to 9. So for 2003, increased growth rate is 9 to 10%. And finally, the desired growth rate, what do we want? We need 12% growth rate. Okay, sir. How is industry location being decided? Industry location is influenced by the availability of so many factors like raw material, labor, power, capital and market. All these factors must be available at low cost. All these factors must be available at low cost. What are the things that must be available at low cost? Raw material, labor, power, capital and market. When industrial activity is happening, automatically more people are coming there, a city is being developed, urbanization is happening. Because there is a city, more people are starting to living there, and urbanization is also creating a market for the industry to sell its product. Urbanization is creating cities. Cities means more people means a market for industries to sell their product. Okay, sir. What are the advantages that cities provide to the industrial activity? Okay, cities can provide banking facilities, insurance facilities, transport, consultants, labor and finance. So cities can provide banking, insurance, consultancy, labors, transport and financial advice for the development of industrial activities. So basically it is advantageous for an industry to start in an urbanized center. Sir, is there any specific word for it? Yes, it is called as agglomeration economies. What are agglomeration economies? Industries come together for the advantages provided by the urban centers. How are urban centers being created? Urban centers are created because of industrial activity, urbanization is happening, people are gathering to work in that industry, cities are developing. Because cities are developing, they have a lot of people once more, hence they have a lot of market, and because there is a market, industries are able to sell their product to the cities. In the sense, market. The cities are providing for the industries banking, insurance, transport, labor, financial advice, consultancy and other essential services. Because of such advantages provided by the cities, the industries are coming together to be placed in cities. This is called as agglomeration economies. It can be asked as a 2 mark. It can be asked as a 2 mark. Another important 2 mark is how is the decision taken in order to fix the location for an industry? How is the decision taken in order to fix the location for an industry? Let me give this in a very simple answer. The key decision to place the factories at a particular position, the key decision to place the factory in a particular position is done with respect to least cost. Least cost of what? Least cost of obtaining raw material at the site. This raw material must be cheap at the site. Least cost of production at the site. Least cost of distribution of production. Least cost of government policies. Least cost of specialized labor. So you need to get better raw material. Also the production must be of least cost. Distribution must be cheap. The government policies must encourage the industries to produce more by spending less. Also, specialized labor must be available. Certain industries need certain technical labor. Those type of labor must be available, and everything must be available at least cost. So this is also an important 2 mark. Right, sir. How are these industries classified? Industries are classified based on different ideas. We will be looking at 4 of them. The first idea is industries are classified based on raw material, source of raw material. So agro-based industries are going to get their raw material from agriculture, like cotton, woolen, jute, textiles, sugar, rubber, tea, coffee. So cotton, woolen, jute, textiles, sugar, rubber, tea and coffee. What about mineral based industries? They are obviously getting their raw material from the ground as minerals, from the ground, from the earth as minerals, like iron and steel industries, cement, aluminium and machine tools. Iron and steel, cement, aluminium and machine tools. Sir, how are industries classified based on their main role? Okay, they are classified as basic and key industries. Basic and key industries provide raw material for the working of other industries. Basic or key industries provide raw material for the working of other industries. Example, once more, iron and steel industries, copper, aluminium, smelting industries. Iron and steel, copper, aluminium, smelting industries. Sir, what are consumer industries? Consumer industries are providing finished goods directly to the consumers, like sugar industries, toothpaste industries, paper, sewing machine and fan industries. Sir, can industries be classified based on capital investment? Yes. Small scale industries are industries which have a cap on maximum investment. What is cap? Cap means limitation. So small scale industries have a limitation on how much asset you can do investment on. So that value is 1 crore. This 1 crore value is not fixed. Depending on the economic conditions of the country, this value is being shifted each and every economic year, each and every financial year, Okay. Based on ownership, how are industries classified? Based on ownership, we have public sector industries. Public sector industries means the ownership is handled by government. It is a government sector industry. BHEL and SAIL. BHEL means Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. SAIL means Steel Authority India Limited. Steel Authority of India Limited. Okay, so their ownership is of the government. Private sector. Private sector is owned and operated by private individuals or a group of private individuals. Tisco, Dabur and Bajaj Auto Limited are examples. Tisco, Dabur and Bajaj Auto Limited are good examples. What are joint sector industries, sir? Joint sector means the government and the private individuals join together to operate in an industry. A good example is OIL, oil. What is oil, sir? Oil means O for oil, I for India, L for limited. Oil India Limited is shortened as OIL. Also, there are cooperative sectors. Okay, so we have already learnt about cooperative sectors in the unit money and credit. Anyway, the people who are operating the industry itself put money, join together and run the industry. The people who are operating the industry itself put money, take shared responsibility and run the company. Good examples are sugar industry in Maharashtra. I have already told you in the unit agriculture. Sugar canes in Maharashtra have better sucrose content. Yeah, we will be studying more about sugar cane in Maharashtra in this particular unit. So, sugar industry in Maharashtra is operated under a good cooperative sector. Coir industry in Kerala. The next thing is coir industry in Kerala. It is also being operated with respect to a cooperative sector. Yeah, it was a slightly long lecture. The other lectures in this particular unit will be short, trust me. Yeah. Thank you for listening to this long lecture. Hope you guys really enjoyed this lecture. Thank you for listening to my lecture. If you like our channel, recommend our channel to your friends. Hit like, click the bell icon. Subscribe to us, obviously. Subscribe to us, hit like, click the bell icon. Cheers and thank you, Tango. Best wishes to you. Best wishes to you. Cheers and thank you. My best wishes to you. Thank you, ma. Thank you. Thank you.